Okay, today we're going to be brewing, and we're going to be brewing an dry Irish stout and also a chocolate stout. I'm going to do the brew in a bag method on both of those, but I am going to do something just a little bit different on each one of them to try to up my efficiency. It's been running 60 some odd percent, and it's like I'd like to see if I can't get something a little bit better out of that. So I'll do equipment rundown, I'll show you the brewing steps, so stick around and enjoy the video. Thanks. Okay, since we're going to get ready to brew, I want to show you the way that I do this. And this will be my first time using one of these. It's a yeast starter, because both of these beers, well, the second one especially, the chocolate stout, is going to be a little bit bigger beer, so I just wanted to make sure that my yeast count was going to be really good. So, and there's lots of videos on making yeast starters, but basically it's 2 cups of water and a half cup of dry malt extract. Boil it for 10 minutes and then chill it down, and then pitch your yeast in there and then just let it go. That's been sitting for 24 hours, so the yeast count should be good on that. And here I've bagged up my grains. I have chocolate malt in here, flaked barley's in here, Maris Otter. I'm a big fan of the Maris Otter. I really like the way that the beers turn out with that. I've got some black barley in here, and some acidulated malt also to kind of give it that Guinness wang. So there's that. And for this we will be using East Kent Golding hops. So let's set this off to the side and I'll show you what else. Alright, so for the brew in the bag, this is what I've got. I've got a big turkey fryer pot. It's you can get these on sale at Walmart right now. I don't know if you can see this very well, but you can get these on sale at Walmart with the burner and everything. Now I believe I saw them for $48.96. So this holds, I think it's like 7 gallons. So that's plenty for what I'm going to do. So there's the pot. And I've got the lid for that also. And the lid I will use in the first video, and then I'll show you a different way that I'm doing stuff in the second video. This is a large grain bag. And I think I got this from Austin Homebrew Supply. I wouldn't swear to it, but it's a big one. And I would recommend getting the big ones instead of the 5-gallon paint strainers. Simply because of the fact that you're really stretching it on those 5-gallon things, and this you've got plenty of room to mess with it. And to hold that on the pot, we've got some clamps. Just binder clips is what these are. I got a couple different sizes there. It's like I think they're just kind of all over the place in here. I'll just have to find the right sizes. So that just goes on the pot. We'll need a thermometer. This is one that came with the pot. This works good for mashing in and everything, but when it comes to chilling your wort, I have to switch to another one because this will not go below 100 degrees. So this is the one that I'll use when I actually get down to where my wort's being chilled. There's my other clamp. I knew it was in there somewhere. This is a steam basket that I got from Walmart, and I just cut the legs off. I took a Dremel tool and just cut the legs off the back of this and leave the handle part off. And then just put that on the bottom of your pan or your boil kettle so you don't scorch your bag. And you need a hop bag, or I made a hop spider. Don't put the lid on your kettle if you're using hop spider because you'll warp it. I mean, it's still going to work, but it's not as pretty as it was. But I have seen another method of making these using a stainless steel sink ring, so I might try that. But as I said, do not put the lid on that. It's too much heat for these. They can't take it. So if you've got just the regular bag and you just want to tie it on there, that's fine. This is the 5-gallon paint strainer actually on this. And this works great on this hop spider. And this hop spider cost me maybe $5 or $10 to make. It wasn't much. And I recommend it. You don't have to try to untie the string while the stuff's hot if you have multiple hop additions. And standard wort chiller, it's nothing fancy. A spoon to stir your grains in when you're mashing in. As like I said, here's my lid for my pan. You want to keep critters out, and we've got some high winds today, so I definitely don't want anything blowing in there. Just a little bottle of Star Sand to spray stuff with. Just kind of have it handy. I may not need it, but it's nice that it's here. Have my sanitizer for later. 2 airlocks, because I'll be making 2 different brews. Each one of these brews, or these beers that I'm making, will be 2.5 gallons, so they're not full 5-gallon batches. So if I give the recipe at the end of this, just know that it is for 2.5 gallons, and if you need to, you can double it. This is kind of handy sometimes to put stuff in, and some tubing. My auto siphon for after the wort is chilled. Don't use this. Don't try to put this in there while it's hot. My Whirlflock tablet. Hydrometer and test tube. And I will be checking the wort before it's boiled, and then again afterwards and chilled to see if my efficiency's gone up any. So like I said, I'd like to get a little bit more out of my grains. For what you pay, you know, you might as well. And some yeast nutrient. My fermentation bottles, which these are nothing more than PET plastic bottles from drinking water. See, it says right there, purified drinking water. But I've used these for quite a few batches, and if it gets to the point where they're kind of cruddy or whatever, they're only like $6 for the whole entire bottle, including the water. So if this gets to the point where I think it's just gross, I'll just pitch it. No big loss of money. And I've probably used these for 6 or 7 brews at least. So I think that if I run across anything else, this is a wort aerator. We'll try it. I haven't tried it for a long time. Iodine to check for conversion of the mash. And since I'm going to assume that probably the people that are watching this video are pretty new to maybe doing all grain brewing, I'll show you how this works. And we also have a little styrofoam plate that I'll use with this. And I'll show you how to do all this later. So like I say, you don't have to have this. If you've got it, that's fine. You can use it if you want to when you're putting over into your fermenters. But I probably won't. That works good if you've got like fruit. If you do like fruit beers or anything that's got some sort of an addition to it, that's real good for whenever you're bottling, to make sure that you don't get that in your beer. So I think that pretty much runs it down. So let's get started. I might open the door in the garage or whatever just a little bit and brew inside, or I might actually go outside. Kind of depends on what the wind's like. So like I said, if you do brew anywhere where you're in an enclosed area, make sure I've got plenty of ventilation in here. I've got an electric fan. Let me show you real quick. I've got an exhaust fan. I have a window that I can open up here, and I can also open this garage door a little ways. But as like I said, make sure that if you do brew inside that you have plenty of ventilation. You can also do this, since these little 2.5 gallon batches are pretty easy to do. You can do this inside on your stove. And you know, this is just a real easy method, and I really do like this method because it's easy to do. There's not a lot of stuff to clean up, which I hate cleaning anything. So let's get started, and I'll stop talking.